Mm. Oh, are we already starting? I'm an idiot. Sorry. So what's up, y'all? Flarity here. Like I said, apologies for yesterday. If you haven't seen the video, I'll probably put a link to the video. You can go on my channel. I posted the video for that of what happened. If you guys don't know, I'm in my almost my third year of community college, and of course, it's coming into the end of my second year. So I had obviously final exams. So, been trying to settle all that out. And also, I'm a procrastinator, and I leave things to be done in the last minute. So there was that. I finished today though, so good. So if you haven't seen the description, I'm adding 5 extra stories. That because for yesterday, that and because I'm not currently caught up with a lot of stories since I've been studying. So I think one story is one that I just added today and haven't gotten to reading yet, but it looks really interesting. Not the one you see right now. That one is what I've already read. It's also pretty good. So, but that's enough of me chit-chattering. So, like I said in the beginning, this video will be a little more longer because, as you can tell, I've added more books into here. First of all. Oh, yeah. First, let me go to my channel. Not my channel. My profile, so I can alert the authors. Or who follow me. I don't know, one of the two. But let the... notifications go away. Hey, I love wolves. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have just added it. So, ta-da! Yeah. Yeah. So, let me put a link here. I need to get the link. I have a little button blocking my link. Okay, I fixed it. Okay. So, copy that. Talking to myself. All over again. See, if you go down here, you can also check out, you can check out the links to all my old video reviews I've done. This was looking at the authors, but I don't know if all the authors actually have this thing. So let's just get started before I keep talking my ears off. So this first book, you gotta click, can't click. So this first book, if I get my phone out, that'd probably be helpful. The reason that's why I don't go on camera is because I'm using my phone to help me, keep track of my books. Come on. Okay. My dad's making noises. And he's making my dog duck. Thank you, Granddad. You can hear all that sarcasm in my mouth. I hope my mic thing's working better today. I actually had to fix it. Well, my list. Guys, on this list, I've already got 95 stories added on this list. Isn't that amazing how much I spend my time? Hush, dang Rose. Mamma mia, it's annoying me. I hate when I have to... Okay, there we go, fixed it. Okay, so first book, as you could obviously tell, is called Hiding in the Shadows. It's a Full Metal Alchemist story. I don't know if I did any Full Metal Alchemist stories yet in my last review. I probably didn't, but in case, here you go. I think this is also 2 stories, because I think Saturn the Hero is actually doing the second story. I think it's not updated yet, but yeah. But it's by Saturn the Hero. It's a 45-part story, but a main part is chapters, so that's how many chapters are in this book. It's reached over almost 49,000, but 48,000 reads, and is at 2,200 votes, is what I'm thinking. Now, in this story, I do know that people who write stories like in animes, they will try to stay and follow the storyline of the anime. And I know this one does. It's just changing everything up though, but I know this one does. At least, yeah, it is. But it's following the story. You know, if you haven't heard of Full Metal Alchemist, I'm not going to take this much time to explain to you what the show's about. Go watch the anime in English dub or English sub, whichever you guys are more fond of. I'm particularly better with English dub, but that's just me. It's going to be following that. Oh, okay. Well, thing is, Full Metal Alchemist has two series: Full Metal Alchemist and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think this book, as the author said, it will be following Full Metal Alchemist, the plot line, but not the plot line to the Brotherhood. So, just if you haven't seen the first series or first season, follow that one first. You'll understand it better then. Hey, Purple and Sandy just commented. Yay! So let me just read out the plot line here. Obviously can't see it here because I'm just showing you this. So the plot line is, if you don't know about alchemy, it's in this series, it's a science like formed around the laws of equivalent exchange. If you don't know what equivalent exchange is, you give something, well, in order to get something of equal value has to be taken away. Again, this is really important in the series. So Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric, those are the two main characters in the series, if you don't know, learned the hard way that nothing can be exchanged for a human soul. I'm not going to try to spoil it. If you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, I'm hopefully trying not to spoil it for you, but I really suggest people who have seen the series watch the you guys out there who have seen the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. You guys that haven't seen the series, instead of reading this book, how about you go watch the series first and then come back to reading the story, because it's going to get really confusing. Trust me, I've only gotten halfway through the first series. It got confusing in some parts, but I figured it out slowly on. But yeah, so shortly after their beginning of their search for the Philosopher's Stone, they'll meet a silent alchemist who works behind the scenes. Now that person is the Black Shadow Alchemist. Know when I mean the silent alchemist. I actually haven't quite figured out what that meant, but she doesn't always stay quiet. But in the picture, it kind of looks like she would. Now, the Shadow Alchemist was assigned to protect the Elric brothers on their quest to finding. God damn dog! Dang, my granddad doing that. Stop it. On their quest. So she helps them in ways that no other state alchemist like Roy Mustang. Well, he could probably help, but he's just being an ass. Scar doesn't usually always help them. Their teacher, the only way she can help them is by God. Hi, Rose. Sorry, my dad likes to annoy my dog Rose, and she starts talking. Gets on me and my mom's nerve, I'll tell you that. Thanks, Granddad, for doing that. Now I lost my train of thought. Grr. But anyway, so said that she helps them in ways no other state alchemist could, but by being their friend. Now, through their travels, Edward will start to soften up, because if you haven't seen, again, like I said, Edward Elric has little issues. Well, I shouldn't say little. It's gonna get more angry. I'm sorry, I'm remembering a scene that I saw. It was funny. Y'all have seen the series. You'll know why I said little and I shouldn't have. But there's going to be some little issues. Now, I'm not going to keep going into the summary because I don't want to spoil it. But this, I'll say, I really like this book, and I was surprised by what happened at the end. Like I said, not going to spoil it for you guys, because you guys got to go check it out yourself. Links are always in the description. But somebody quoted, or commented, I guess. Also, if you download the Wattpad as an app, you get to see like the media stuff that authors put in. It's really freaking awesome. They add the gifs, they add pictures. It's amazing. I also love the cover. Really, really do. Love it. But one person said TBH. If you don't know what that is, I'm so sorry for you. But to be honest, I thought this book was amazing. I loved how there were plot twists here and there and how it ended in a cliffhanger. Yes, it will end in cliffhanger. That's why I said there's 2 books. This is one of my most favorite books / fanfics, and I would recommend it to FMA fans. It's Iulia 924. FMA meaning Full Metal Alchemist, of course. But definitely, I would recommend it to you fans out there who want to be like partnering with the Ulrich brothers. If you guys don't know my rules, I read mainly OCX main characters. I won't do that though. With the anime, the Slayers genre, like with Lena and Gowry, I won't interrupt with Utena and Toga from Revolutionary Girl Utena. I will not interfere with Kodichas, Sanakarada, and Akito Hayama, and or there's one more. Oh, and Castle, Beckett and Castle. Is there any others I'm thinking? No. Well, Alucard, the Hellsing ones, it's 50-50. I will allow it and won't allow it. It depends on how good the stories are. If you don't know Hellsing, it's like with Cirrus Victoria and Alucard from Hellsing. Who's played by the sexy Crispin Freeman. I will allow it sometimes with Tamaki and Haruhi, and then Tamaki XOC, but mainly Kyoya XOC for Oran High School Host Club, because I always thought Haruhi and Tamaki were cute together. That's just me, personally. Okay, it's my book thingy. Where's my freaking pen? Oh, found it. I just dropped my pen. Is it freaking back to updated? Okay, I fixed it. Okay, let me find what was next. I also go back into the Garo's Rose. Again, like, I'm sorry. Didn't mean for that to happen. But that'll be, like, near the end. I'll do that part. Because I already have an order. Sure, hold on. I'll do that, cool. Okay. There. On link. Wrong link. Oops. Wrong link. That to this video. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Really fast. Woohoo. Let's see, where are you? Bingo. Just copy this link address. Well, if I could find my link thing here. Boop, 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 boop. And boop, 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 boop. Get it. Way at the bottom. There. And then that. Sorry. I had to fix a little issue there. There we go. Hold on. Coming. Don't say my name. Guys. I'm sending back to Bruce. Apparently my granddad was calling me and I didn't even hear him. Ooh. Okay, fix myself. Okay, back to work. Also, shout out to my sister and apologies that I didn't invite you the last time this video here, or invite you to this video. Apologies, because I just remembered to do this. Okay, so let's continue on to the next story. Okay, so this is not an anime, and no, it's not based on the story of, or the Disney version of Anastasia, which is also my favorite. It's hard to find fanfictions for that. Well, not really. I mean, just like for OCs and all that. But you know what I mean. My phone will turn on. Ah, I landed wrong on my headphone. Ow, I hit the cartilage part. You know, the muscle, or I don't know. I landed wrong on the bone. Now this book's called Anastasia, obviously. It's a 52 chapter story. Just say chapters, much easier. It's reached 53,000 reads and almost 3,000 votes. It is by, sorry if I butcher your name, Flarity 21. I know it's Flarity. I can't read. I'm not French. And it's also, and then again, like I said, I'll mainly always read completed stories. I'm not the patient enough to wait for it to be completed. Sorry to y'all. Well, I'll make some exceptions, but if they're continually updating it and not just like a year later, some books do that. Sadly. But it's, like I said, by Flarity 21. I finished the story and it was really, really good. I think it's around the historical romance, isn't it? Historical fiction. I'm an idiot, yeah. I think this is also was entered in Wattpad 2015, if I'm right. And this book kind of takes place like back in the 1900s. You know, when arranged marriages were going on and women's suffrage and all that. You know, women's union, and they wanted to work. But I like this little quote here. There are certain things expected of the daughter of an earl, one of which is marrying well, be it for fortune or for station. I like that quote. That was really nice. Now, the main character in the story is Lady Anastasia, I'll say it like that, Banks, depends on how you say it and where you're from, who is the daughter of an earl and the countess of Adlington. I love that word. And has lived her entire life and like in this far in a world like where she may do whatever she likes. You know, like rich people usually do. They do whatever they want. Like be it running around the countryside with her cousins, or like sitting quietly in like a secluded little corner and reading, immersed in a book. Bookworm like me. About like the flora and the fauna. Nice to see the words there. I like the big words there. Of her home around in the country of Kent. But of course, in this area, there is the coming of age or coming out that every woman, like a girl her age, faces. And with hers being like a year away, Anastasia gradually realizes her future will be like quite different when she gets into her coming of age. And she's not really sure she'll like it. So we're thrust into the world of the English Edwardian society, and Anastasia comes to see that perhaps life really isn't so simple as she once thought, like in her youth. In her frustration, she'll come across a group of ladies who promise to help her, to help all women. And this coming-of-age novel is a story of family and friendship, of women's suffrage, and of course, of love. Every story I read has to have some form of romance in it. It always makes it interesting to me. All the plot twists and all. So, like I said, you guys should definitely check this out. It is really cool, and it's just amazing. I loved all the imagery used in the story. It's just really good. Now, don't get this book confused with another Anastasia book. If you're looking for Anastasia, it's with this cover. I don't think they change it, but it's with this cover, not another one that's by a different person. So this is what you follow. Okie doke. Okay, next story. The next story I finished is also really good too. And Devil. If you can't figure out what this meant, it is mainly mafia romance. I'm a big mafia romance user. Wait a second. Is there any? No. Okay, no, that is all like clip notes, like right here. But no. But so this is the Italian Devil. Like I said, it's a 58 chapter story. It has now reached almost 12 million reads, which is amazing, and 361,000 votes. I can't read. It has hit number 273 on the top romance novels. It's by F. I know what it means, but I'm not going to say it on here. F-ish T. Interesting name. It's a complete story. I don't want to curse. I know I can curse some words. I'm not going to curse that word there. Now, be warned. This is apparently book 1 of the Donati series. I haven't gotten. I don't know if they posted up the second book. If it has been posted up, author, you all have to post it in the comments of this video because I can't remember, and you might as well put a link to the book as well because I haven't seen it yet. Okay, so obviously this is a mafia kind of story. Now the story will have like 2 point of views. Is the first point of view would be this guy named Marco Donati, who is a 6-foot blue-eyed Italian devil, who is also known for his scandalous affairs and his reputation in bed by his former mistresses. The gorgeous Italian billionaire, he's also a billionaire, was horrified when he found out that he couldn't take over his own father's companies unless he got married. Isn't that interesting how that happens? The guy can't get anything without marrying first. So what does he do? He chooses some random woman to be his bride-to-be, and that woman just happened to be Ophelia, the sharp-tongued Greek heiress. So she's a sharp-tongued girl, alright. Now, since he is determined to take over his father's companies, Marco requests Ophelia to come to Italy and vows to win her heart so he can quickly marry her and take over his father's companies. You might as well he's probably just thinking, oh, I'm going to marry her and then divorce her after this happens. And it seems it will take a lot more than red roses, diamond earrings, and freaking extravagant dates just to woo this blonde Greek heiress. And man, she is good. Maybe there's more to the Greek heiress than a rich, spoiled girl with a sharp tongue. Heck yeah. So apparently, in this story, the devil, Italian devil, has just met his match. He has definitely met his match, alright, I'll tell you that. So as I said, it's a 58-part chapter. It's really good. I don't think I've seen. No, I haven't seen it. I don't see the other chapter. Or other story. Like I said, author comment in the video below the link to if you have the other book up already. I don't know. Okay, next story. This one, I have to warn you, is not fully on Wattpad now. You actually have to buy the book. It is a real book. You have to buy it, I think, on Amazon. So I didn't get to finish the whole book. I wish I did, but I couldn't. But it was really, really good. It is called I Am the Billionaire's Wife. As you can see, it was in the Waddies 2015 competition. Be warned, it is mature, so if you're not over the age of 18, please don't read this, but I wasn't over the age of 18, and I read mature stuff. Secretly, Mama, if you're watching this, hey, I'm just curious. But yeah. But seriously, if you're not over the age of 18, please, just please. But this is a 49-chapter story. It has reached 919,000 reads. It has gotten almost 23,000 votes. It's by MJ Christine. I love the picture, by the way. And it's a complete story. So this story follows a girl named Clarice, who is a famous Reynolds daughter. And the Reynolds in the story is one of the wealthiest families in New York. She is of 18 years of age, and for those 18 years, she was spent almost through many interviews and endless pictures. So she decided to move out and live a normal life. Well, as much of a normal life as possible. And 10 years later, after when she moved, she was requested to come back home in New York, Yes, I hear you, person. Um, Now, the main reason why she was asked to come back to New York by her parents is to marry this rich guy's son, because the guy's father, her dad owes him money. Um, so mainly it's for their parents' resort's sake. So the big question is, will she choose to go back on her life before, or will she continue this simple, normal life that she wanted? Like I said, it's available on Amazon without uncut version, including all the chapters, so grab your copies now. Sad that that I couldn't read all of it on Wattpad, but also MJ Christina has 2 other books. It's called Meeting with a Vampire and Revenge with a Vampire. I'm actually very curious right now. I've never noticed those before. Hold on a second. I will do those. MJ Kristen, I love you a lot already because you have Tom Hiddleston in here. Hallelujah. You got Peter Pensinelli, Angelina Jolie, Ashton Kutcher's in here too. So you guys are familiar. Oh, and Jeremy Renner. He's also cute. Who else? Drew Barrymore and Chris Hemsworth. You're gonna have a lot of thank yous for that. Courtney Cox, Al Pacino, however you freaking say his name. Jim Chapman and John Chapman. See pictures. Matthew Davis. Ouch, I hit my finger. But I love you already because you have Tom Hiddleston here. Yay! Y'all haven't figured out I'm a huge Tom Hiddleston freaking fan. But I love MJ's work. It's amazing. She has so many other stories too. Make sure you definitely check her out. I love you guys. I love you, MJ. But next story. This one I also liked. I finished the first book, and I think I finished the second book. I'm waiting for the third book. I don't know if the third book's already come out yet. But so this book, as you see, is featuring the Batman series. Batman series and all that is what I'm also trying to cover. I think I've covered as much as I can, though, with the Batman series, or with at least the Riddler, and or Scarecrow. That one, the Joker is also going to be in this reviews too. But I read a lot more of the Riddler. The Riddler. I can't read. Edward Nigma. I'm just going to say Edward Nigma because I can't say freaking Riddler. It's weird. So this book's called Riddle Me This, Riddle Me Cat. I love that. It's cool. It was in the 2012 Whitey Awards. It's a completed story, and it is also the first book. The second book will be, or is titled Where Oh Where Is My Little Storm At? You'll understand what I meant by that. It's by Speak No Evil. Love your avatar. The profile picture, by the way, is Speak No Evil. It's cute. This is a 36 chapter story. It has reached now 138,000 reads and reached almost 4,000 votes. Again, if you're not over the age of 18, please don't read this because it has mature content into it. I wouldn't say like mature content as in sexual because there's not really much of that, but there is some gore. If you haven't seen Gotham's, like I haven't yet, I've seen bits and pieces. It's kind of like that gore, really. But I think this is following either, I don't know if it's following just the Batman, like movie series, cartoon series. I don't think it's following Gotham series. At least that's not what I'm seeing. Doesn't really say, but I'm thinking it will. Doesn't say. But so this story is following a girl named Katrina, sorry to my friend who I said that word for, who was born and raised in Louisiana. So I'm thinking it's following the hurricanes reason probably. But until the age of 5, when her parents were brutally murdered and attempted her death as well, she was then taken in by our favorite superhero slash rich guy, cutest rich guy ever, Bruce Wayne. So he's her godfather. Now, Katrina in the story is 16 and is not really your average teen. She and her friends have a really big fascination with the villains of Gotham, and she herself is invited to go job shadowing. It means like overseeing like what this person, the specific position does. So she's just following a person who's in a certain position she wants to try, and is just seeing their daily routine for this job. But she is going to have a job shadowing at Arkham Asylum. But if you don't know what Arkham Asylum is, it's where all the big bad villains of Gotham are in. You know, the Joker, the Riddler, Scarecrow, Freeze, Bane, a lot more. So now she's over there, but that's when things kind of go wrong. Bruce and Richard, if you don't know who Richard is obviously Robin. Spoiler, Nat. Bruce and Richard have tried all their lives to keep Katrina happy and keep their secret as Batman and Robin a secret. And her strange attraction to Gotham's crime actually worries them, and they soon realize they'll have to make a choice that could potentially cause her to hate them forever. Joker and Riddler, along with every other villain in Gotham. Oh, Catwoman's in this one too. Selena, if you don't know, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Harvey, Two-Face, and it's basically all I know is going to be. Oh, I think Firefly's in this one. I can't remember if it's in the second book or first book. But Joker and Riddler, along with every other villain in Gotham, start taking a liking to Katrina when she visits Arkham on that fateful day. Now, will there be a war between the notorious criminals as to who can keep her as their own? That's what you'll have to find out in this book. Second book kind of continues on, but obviously you will know who the relationship is between. This book really, really gets you. It's just is emotional. I mainly like the Riddler because I kind of like riddles. It's interesting. But next story. It's an unlocking. Excuse me. Okay, next book. We're back into the vampire thing again, aren't we? Now, this book is called Love Bites an Arranged Marriage to a Vampire. This is a short chapter story. It's a 12-chapter story. It's reached 118 reads and 1,100 votes. It's by Forgotten and Ignoromance. Forgotten. No romance. Sorry, I just chopped up your name there. I can't read, apparently. It's a complete story. And like I said, the other couple books, if you're not over the age of 18, please don't read this, but obviously read it at your own risk. Mainly why I say please don't read this is the story may contain graphic depictions of violence, sexuality, strong language, and or other mature themes. So learn more on that guideline. This story is basically where you meet your average day sad teen who's struggling to manage her own life. She's living with a family who doesn't want her. Instead of letting her live her life out, her dad forces her into a marriage. Little does she know, she has been sold to the devil himself. This story follows the girl named Isabella who struggles to manage an arranged marriage, mixed emotions, and on top of all that, also to save the world, but love doesn't come easy, and we all know that, and bells know that. Well, bells mean Isabella if you don't get it, but when Ethan, that's I think who she's arranged to, I can't remember, Ethan steps into her world, she finally realizes what those words really mean. Love truly does bite in her case. Really, love does really bite you in the ass, apparently. Just saying the fact. It's true. Love can bite. I will agree. I have understood that phrase so many times. But this book's really good. Next book this book is called New Future. It's a 23 chapter story. It's reached around at least 731 reads and 11 votes. So sad. Again, we're going with the mature thing. If you're not over the age of 18, please don't read this, because this book, like I said in the last one, may contain graphic depictions of violence, sexuality, strong language, and or other mature themes. When does it ever? This story is by Madolia Steele. It's completed, and this is part 1 of the Once Upon a Halloween series. And the book kind of starts off with a part of it. Obviously, this book will feature Dracula in this book, if I'm correct. Yeah. So, Stephanie, about blah, blah, blah. Actually, I want to read the dialogue. Yeah, I'll let you guys read that. But so, once upon a Halloween, a whole new world gets unveiled in front of Stephanie's innocent eyes when she faces her destiny, which that destiny involves the Emperor Vlad. If you don't know who I mean by Emperor Vlad, please read your history. Emperor Vlad, or Vlad the Impaler, he welcomes her to the other side, the monster world I'm actually speaking of, where she meets her guardian angel and other mythical creatures. And historical creatures, I'm sorry. As they fall in love, everything seems alright, but Cirrus Manto predicts visions of hatred coming sooner or later in their lives. After the birth of their first child, betrayal strikes the royals. What will follow, one thing is for certain: there's always a tomorrow, and the Dracula dynasty will continue with more to offer and share as the centuries pass. So it's a really good book. It is actually really interesting. You see the Wattpad, or install the Wattpad app. There is GIF images and, of course, music videos on here as well. That's why I ask people to download the Wattpad, because it is a really good app as well. I love it. I've had it for almost a year. Okie dokie, next story. Let's go. Wow, we are really going through all this. So, like I said before, the other last stories, I was in the Gotham area. I actually have seen the video game walkthrough for Batman Arkham Knight. It was really good, but be warned, this story does not follow the movie series, or does not follow movies, so be warned of that. Shorty, you already know who I meant. I've been doing the live stream now. I actually don't know. I haven't checked. I actually can't tell. There's no timer in here. Wait. For a while. We'll see if I'll do another one after this. We'll see. It just depends. Because Castle will be on around another few more minutes, and I need to get this done. So yeah. Okay, back to reading. Boopity-boopity-boop. I don't know if I'll do another one, Krista. I have to also wash my hair. I mean, Shorty. So let's continue on before I forget. As I said, it doesn't follow the movie series, but we're following a girl named Julia Hart, who is a broken patient at Arkham Asylum with a voice in her head named Ragdoll. Now, Dr. Jonathan Crane, this is like before, or maybe it's while he's losing his mind. I can't remember. But if you don't know who Jonathan Crane is, Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow. Scarecrow's the villain, and Jonathan Crane is like a doctor in Arkham Asylum, but he does like fear toxin experimentation on his patients. So Dr. Jonathan Crane is an intelligent man that works at Arkham Asylum who does secret experiments on the patients as Scarecrow. So when Julia and him meet, it's just as doctor and patient, but when something big happens in Arkham and Julia escapes, will they see each other again? Because something won't let them stay apart. Is it just a coincidence, or is it love? We all wonder that. Just a quick note, she only owns Julia Hart and Ragdoll. Everybody else is owned by DC. All credit goes to them, besides her character. So just a quick note. And again, Wattpad app helps because there's media involved in this, which really makes it much better. On to the next story. Next story is called Arranged What? And it's completely edited. Basically, it's like an arranged marriage story. It's a 35 chapter story, has gotten 470,000 reads, and is almost at 5,000 votes. It is by Marley Cat. Did I actually? I'm sorry, I didn't introduce who the author was. Purple Insanity. I didn't say it's a 29 chapter story. It's reached 6,100 reads and 298 votes. I'm sorry, Purple Insanity. I'm trying to speed it up because a show's coming on at 9. Back to Arranged What? Marla Cat. Arranged What is your basically arranged marriage story following Jason and Cody, who are two people that are very alike. Both parents are extremely rich. They're both hot-tempered, and of course they both hate each other the second they meet. Yet their insane parents obviously arranged a marriage between them that they really actually don't know about until the last minute. Heck, nobody tells Jason about it until like 1 week before the wedding. So can them and their best friends band together to stop the wedding? Will someone die before they can stop their marriage? Or will they end up being forced together? With the bumps, the falls, the slides, the scrapes, the running, the screaming, the fighting, the arguing, craziness and laughing, what will it really lead all up to? I'm letting you all find out about that. Heck, there is a lot of screaming, I will admit. So, this is the last Batman story, but probably is, knowing me. No, it is. For now, until I do the next one. This one, like I said, if you're not over the age of 18, please don't read this, because this story will contain graphic depiction of violence, sexuality, strong language, and or other mature themes. I will say that to every single book that involves that. But if you're like me, well, you're not probably like me, but who knows. This is called Siren Song. It's a Joker story. It's a 40 chapter story, has reached 32,100 reads and 1.2 thousand votes. You don't know what I meant, but that is 1,200 votes. Thank you very much. It's by Memoria Menta. It's a completed story. I don't think there's a second story with it, but who knows. So, in the story, Joker recruits new people for his team. He really doesn't expect much from the new crowd, except for this one, who is a redhead girl that stands out and impresses him during her auditions. His decision to make her equal to Harley doesn't really please Harley. We all know why. Mr. J is hers. And some of the henchmen refuse to listen to the new girl. So the question is, will she be accepted, or will Harley's jealousy lead to the girl's death or demise? I'll let y'all figure that out. Heck, there is a lot of death and demise in this story. More death and demise than I thought. It's a really good story, though. I really liked it. It's just amazing, really. So, next story is called Torture at Midnight. It's a short, probably one of the shortest ones I read, is 11 chapters. Has 13,400 reads and 542 votes. It's ranked number 215 in the vampire genre, which is pretty good. It's by KKS Dreamer 18. I'm not going to say the underscores because I don't know why. It's a complete story. Love the cover art, by the way. Just personally, because it's interesting. It's not really mature. I don't mind when authors use like parts of their story, but then I don't want to, you know. I'm gonna let actually you guys figure this one out because it was really interesting. It's really good. A really interesting ending for what happens. So I'm gonna let you figure out how good it is, because okay, so if you guys don't know, I have seen this movie. If you haven't heard about The Mummy is a movie. I can't remember who the actor was. I've seen him in other movies, but I can't remember his name. What did they add in here? I don't know. No. The guy who plays Rick O'Connell, in his than the girl. I can't remember her name either. But the Mummy has a series that has went on with it, like the Mummy's Returns. The Scorpion King actually is part of this one, if I'm correct. But this is called The Mummy Returns with a twist. It's an Imhotep love story. Imhotep is this character, the cover. Dang, he's got a good body too. I think he was one of the villains, actually. I think, yeah, I think he was. But it's a 21 chapter story. Is reached 56,200 reads and 1,200 votes. It's by Hime-chan 10. It's completed. Doesn't have a story after this either, but this follows on with remembering the two adventures that defeated an emo mummy by the name of Imhotep. This is kind of following the shoes of the child that was formed between Rick and Evelyn O'Connell. And her name is Felicia O'Connell, along with her little brother Alex, who actually is from the movie. But she left England when she was 10, and she moved to America to live with her mother's other family member. Now that she's 17 years old and going back to England to see her family, that's what she's going to do anyway. But she's shocked when she finally gets there and hears that her mother was kidnapped by someone. Again, this is kind of following the second movie or first movie, I think. But we all can kind of figure out that her normal life will be gone and turned upside down when she gets out of that airport. This book I really liked because it kind of uses it's like reincarnation. It's like that. And that's kind of what I think the movie usually uses in this. But if you haven't seen the movie, you should check it out. It's really good. The next one, of course, I have to add the vampires. As always. Yes, Shorty, I know it's 8:27. Actually, technically right now it's 8:20, 8:35, so I need to speed this up because remember, 9 o'clock is Castle. You're lucky because you get to rewatch it on Mom's TV. I can't. Now, the final Bride of Dracula follows, I think it'll follow the Van Helsing movie. Does it really say? Doesn't really say. But I think it will. It's a 21 chapter story. It has 45,000 reads and 1,400 votes. It is by I Love Wolves 1234. It's a complete story. Of course, it starts out with a little quoting. But the main character, who's our girl, Alandra, is kidnapped and stuck inside the castle of Dracula. And Alandra grows close to another vampire. Can't remember his name right now. But Dracula cannot stand the fact, so he stomps the flame before it can actually ignite. And Alandra loathes the very thought of Vlad and wishes to have nothing to do with him. But we all have to wonder, will her mind change, or will she only see the cruel exterior of Dracula? You have to also remember, Dracula was human, but he had to do what he did to protect his home. Not the last one yet. Well, that's fine. Because I will redo this one because of what happened. But this is the book I actually have not gotten to read yet. I've just gotten on it now. But I will tell you what I am seeing here. This is called Arranged to the Mafia Boss. Again, another arranged marriage, mafia themed here. It's ranked number 157 on the romance, genre. It's a 25-part chapter story, has 106,000 reads and almost 3,000 votes. It is by Princess 1284. You got me there, I almost said 3. Now, our main female character, whose name is Mirabella Desemparada. Nice use of the last name there. She wants to be a normal girl and have nothing to do with her family's mafia boss business. But we have the question, will she? We obviously think she will if she's part of the story. Now, the guy is Daniel Fabian Rodriguez, who everybody knows and everybody fears. Why? Because, well, just by the snap of his fingers, you will be dead, and he is a mafia boss. Who wants to marry Mirabella? Will that happen? Will they fall in love? I don't know, because I haven't gotten the chance to read it yet. Like I said. And then that leads into the other book that I didn't get to review after what happened. I probably did get to review it, but I just didn't get much description. So, as you know, I'll just start with saying this is Gara's Rose, a 33-chapter story, has gotten 27,000 reads and almost 2,000 votes by Michaela's Hearts. It's completed, and it's really freaking good. I love this quote that Michaela's used. Is the rain is but a garden bed. The rain, it comes and goes, but you can prick yourself on all the thorns, or you can learn to love the rose. It's by Eric Hansen, The Poetic Underground. Love it. So, Meimei is the daughter of an important Kirigakude official, and since the day she was born, she was cast aside due to being the one thing that was hated above all else. She was fragile. Despite being treated like a slave or nothing from the beginning, she grows up giving what very little she has and never expecting anything in return. So one day she meets two strangers in the market, or I should actually say Hokages. Then she finds herself serving two Kages from different villages of all people. The strangest part, and one has the strangest desire to protect her, more so than he'd ever felt before. So obviously you can tell which person, really, which Kage. So what happens when, not too long after, in a last-ditch effort to be rid of Meimei, her father sends her off to Suna in response to a marriage proposal from a man she had never met. Or has she? That's the question. It's a really good story. I love it. It is just full of emotions. This hits your heart a lot. So I hope you all enjoyed this or my series. I can click X. My X. So I hope you all liked my reviews. And again, like I said, I apologize for what happened yesterday. Like I said, schoolwork just gets in the way of me. I got stuff to do, so I probably can't do another video after this. Who knows? I have a test tomorrow, my first exam. Whoop-de-doo. Wish me luck, I really will need it. Yeah. So, again, like I said, links to the authors will be down below, and links to the books will be down below. Also, the link to my page, or my profile, is below, where you can click on that, and in the conversation areas or my activities or whatever areas, there are going to be links to all my old videos, all old reviews that I've done. Not all of them. Most of them are on my YouTube channel. If you're not a member of my YouTube or subscriber to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button down below, because I will only mainly do reviews on Sunday nights, usually from like 8:30 to 9, depends on how long, sometimes 11:30. And of course, it's mainly my top 10 since I covered it. So yeah, anyway, what else? Also, leave a like and comment below if you have any stories or want to comment on if you've read the books and how you felt about them. And also, make sure you follow, if you're not on Wattpad, please join Wattpad. Also, download the app. But make sure you follow these authors, because these authors are really freaking good. There's a reason why I'm talking to you about them. It's because their stories were really freaking amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, your girl Flarity here. She is out. Have a good evening. Wish me luck on my test. But mainly, have a good night. Bye.